मुझे देखिए, मुझे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता मुझे कौन ट्रोल कर रहा है कौन है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे अगर 40% लोग मेरे को ट्रोल कर रहे हैं, 60% ऐसे भी है जो मुझे सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं।
As the hijab controversy gets bigger, Kashmir topper Arusa Parvez trolled by hardliners for not wearing the hijab.
लोगों को टेरराइज करें ये इलीगल इश्यूज हैं और ये क्रिमिनल इश्यूज में पड़ जाता है और पुलिस कार्रवाई करेगी।
MOSIT Rajiv Chandrasekhar says the government will take strong action on all those behind the online trolling of Arusa Parvez.
कश्मीर की बात करें तो 3 दिनों से लगातार कक्षा की जो छात्रा है टॉपर है उस पर ट्रोल किया जा रहा है, आपकी तरफ से कोई ट्वीट नहीं आया?
नहीं, मुझे इस बारे में कोई मालूम नहीं क्या ट्रोल हो रहा है।
Republic questions Mehbooba on the hijab controversy, claims she is not aware of those trolling Arusa Parvez. Kerala governor wades into the hijab debate, says women are being misguided, calls it an attempt by clerics to regain lost glory.
हिंदुस्तान के अंदर मेरे ख्याल से रेप रेट जो है वो सबसे हाईएस्ट हिंदुस्तान के अंदर है। वजह क्या है? ये गोशे पर्दे में नहीं होने की वजह से।
Controversial comment by Congress leader, says women get raped if they don't wear the hijab.
Thank you for joining us on the show this evening. For the last 2 weeks, we've seen a situation that started in Udupi, Karnataka, a small town, spiral out of hand. How did a protest that started outside a campus in Udupi get to this? Protests across India, a narrative that India is banning hijabs, which it is not. So who empowered radical elements in the last few weeks to an extent that they've set a global narrative now, or trying to set a global narrative about India being intolerant to minorities? Now, that's a template that's been used before. And this whole debate is about hijabs inside classrooms. An investigation in the last 1 week by Republic TV shows that they were allowed inside campus, but only not allowed inside the classroom. They were not. So a technical legal order has become a template for global bashing of India, and an issue which has now become the #1 talking point of the election. We'll tell you all about that. That's also the big focus on the show tonight. Is the hijab controversy engineered? Yes, it's proven now. We'll tell you why on the show tonight. Well, we've seen how the hijab controversy has spiraled, how it started, how it's going. Leaves us with little doubt that it is engineered. Here's why, and then the Kerala governor joins us first up on the show tonight.
This is how it started. This video from Udupi in Karnataka has out of nowhere brought hijabs into the election campaign. From Owaisi to the Congress party.
एक महिला का अधिकार है, वो बिकिनी पहनना चाहे, वो हिजाब पहनना चाहे, इसमें कोई राजनीति की बात नहीं और ना होनी चाहिए.
There's a carefully crafted narrative that hijabs are being banned in India.
हमारे हिजाब पर या हमारे आंचल पर हाथ डालने वालों के हम हाथ काट देंगे.
An issue engineered with the help of radical groups like the Campus Front of India.
Campus Front of India is here to declare a massive awareness to the community and to the people and the students and the women.
The hijab controversy has polarized people to an extent that is getting out of hand, with some mindless comments being made.
रेप रेट जो है वो सबसे हाईएस्ट हिंदुस्तान के अंदर है। वजह क्या है? ये गोशे पर्दे में नहीं होने की वजह से।
And look at what happened to Arusa Parvez, a class 12 topper in Kashmir who was trolled for not wearing a hijab.
मुझे देखिए, मुझे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता मुझे कौन ट्रोल कर रहा है कौन है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे अगर 40% लोग मेरे को ट्रोल कर रहे हैं, 60% ऐसे भी है जो मुझे सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. And I'm really thankful उन लोगों का.
Facts show that this hijab controversy is an issue that never was.
1985ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಅದೇ ನಿಯಮಾವಳಿಗಳು ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಮುಂದುವರೆದಿವೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಪೋಷಕರು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಚಕಾರ ಎತ್ತಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಕಲರ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸ, ಹಾಗೆ 2-3 ದಿವಸ ಹಾಕಿದ ನಾನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರು 2-3 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ,
ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರುವಾಗ ಹಾಕೊಂಬಂದು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಹಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ವಿಷಯ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ.
Is there any doubt about the political motive? If it was time to elections, who gains? Your report, Republic TV.
And the way this debate is going, our investigation, first-hand accounts, students included, confirmed that hijabs were not allowed inside the classrooms for nearly 37 years in this particular school. Why do you think they're raising it now?
You know, my feeling is, these poor girls, those who are studying there, I do not know whether they are fully informed, properly informed, or some people are trying to take advantage of them. Because the term hijab has appeared in Quran 7 times. And nowhere on these seven places where it comes, it is not in the context of the dress which is to be worn by a woman. The hijab means curtain, because the time when Quran was revealed, Arabs hardly had wooden doors on their houses. They used to have curtains of the cloth. So it has been used in that manner. It is for separation, it is for seclusion. Nowhere it has anything to do with the dress of a woman. As far as the dress of the woman is concerned, there are 2 verses in the Holy Quran where it says that, there is a word called khimar. Khimar is like this cloth. It may be larger, it may be smaller, like a scarf, like what we call in northern India dupatta. So what Quran says is, wala yadribna bi khumurihinna ala juyubihinna, yani, which means that this khimar which you use, this loose cloth which you use, put it on your outer garment. It does not even say on your bosoms. Yes, it has been interpreted, it has been translated that this scarf you should place on your chest. And in the second line again, they have said, why is the second verse? It has been used. They have been given this instruction. But there is a context to that. As you know, the medieval societies, they had 2 sections, free people and slave people. Now a slave girl is going to the market or is in the public place. Some people used to consider it, there is no problem if you molest them. So in one case, when this incident happened with a girl of a respectable family and it provoked a fight, then Quran said that you should place it on your bosom so that you are differentiated, you are recognized, you are identified. Why you are the concept of dress is not to obliterate the identity of the woman, but only those times to make a distinction between a free woman and a slave woman, so that nobody tries to misbehave with you. This is basically the purpose of religion, is to civilize the society. And that is the purpose for which I would say every religion, it basically tries to improve the morality, the ethical standards, they create order in the society.
There are media houses, Western media houses, so-called, saying hijabs are not allowed in India. No hijabs for now. Indian court tells Muslim students, etc., etc. You see the narrative being built, and there are some also in India, sadly, Mr. Governor, who say and try and make comparisons to the turban that Sikhs wear, to the hijab, to make a defense. Can such a comparison be made?
You know, first, no government has imposed any dress code, nor have they, any government, state government or the central government, nor have they banned wearing anything. As far as this issue is concerned, it concerns an educational institution. When you apply for admission in an educational institution and you sign the admission form, then you enter into a civil contract with that institution that we shall follow your discipline, which includes dress code. If this dress code has been imposed after these young girls had taken admission there, then I can understand if they protest. But if this has been enforced and they themselves last year, before last year, they were not using hijab, then, you know, one has to ask question that at whose instance they are doing this. Secondly, I ask myself this question, that if you accept their demand, if you accept that hijab is essential and integral to the practice of Islam, now imagine about the Muslim girls. During the period of education, all the time they will be using hijab, and after completing their education, how many people will be ready to offer them job opportunities? Today we are living in a world at a times when even our defense forces have opened their gates to the young girls. I feel so proud when I see young girl on a fighter jet. She's flying the fighter jet. We have so many women in security forces. Please have a heart. Think about it. A serving IPS officer, say she joined about 5 years back. Now, are you going to, when you accept that hijab is integral and intrinsic and essential for the practice of religion, this IPS officer, will she be able to wear hijab? Will she be able to perform her duties wearing hijab? And she is not going to resign. Now, if she does not wear hijab, she does not resign her job, then all life she will have this guilty feeling in her mind. She will develop this complex that because of my job, because of my children, because of my family, I am not able to practice what is absolutely essential for the practice of Islam. What kind of situation are we going to create? If these girls will lose job opportunities, then they will start losing interest in education. Think about the future generation. These educated mothers can bring a new generation who can shoulder the responsibilities of the nation. And you want the future generation to be looked after by mothers who lose interest in education? What are we doing? What are we demanding? What sort of... that is why I am saying this is not a controversy. This is a conspiracy to push back the Muslim women into inside the four walls of their homes. Now, they want to push them back. They want to push them back into dark ages.
Yes. I wanted to show you something, Mr. Arif Khan, and thank you for making that mention. And you spoke about the uniform, etc., and you put this record straight. I'm going to read out something for you. I have in my hand. This is one of the forms that was signed by one of the families of the students who were protesting, right? This is dated 8th of September 2020, and there are guidelines half in Kannada, half in English. I'll just read the guidelines in English. It says, I hereby accept that I will abide by the administrative/academic/examination rules of the department during my study in the college. It also says, I hereby accept that during my stay in college, I will maintain discipline and pay the damages caused by me. Point number 3, I hereby accept that I will ascertain the academic attendance progress of the student from time to time, etc., and pay the damages of any caused by the students. Signed by the mother/father/guardian, signature of the student also in place. So every student who got admission in that school had to abide by this. So, you know, when they come on TV debates, etc., and say, we have been fighting against this is against the constitution, etc., I mean, what exactly are they talking about? And the way this debate is evolving, Mr. Arif Khan, and my last question to you, do you see a similar movement like the one we saw during Triple Talaq, only this time those asking for it, women included, may be divided on the issue of this hijab?
No, I don't think. I think they have already, they have seen all these movements. I don't want to use that word, but therefore going to use alternative word. Look at the whole history. Any movement which has been led by cleric establishment or supported by them, whether it was Khilafat movement, whether it was movement for the partition of the country, whether it was Shabano movement, after 30 years people have realized what a blunder they have committed. How they have been lured into doing something which went against their own interest. And I think now enough, they have caused enough harm, enough damage. And I am certain that this is not going to last very long. In fact, I request you.
Yes.
I would like to make a request to you and to other channels through you.
Go ahead, sir.
Just make a small survey. Just make a small survey.
Okay.
And find out that all those so-called liberal people who are supporting this movement, their own daughters, where they are getting education, and whether their daughters, their sisters, are they making them wear hijab? You will find, I was so surprised that even those who are running Deoband and places like Nadwa, the cleric establishment, their daughters are receiving education in English institutions.
Yes.
Their daughters have migrated to America. Their daughters have migrated to Europe. So they have one recipe for themselves and another recipe for the common Muslim.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
I request you to make this survey.
No, I wanted to actually quote these people. I wanted to quote these people to you, Mr. Arif Khan, because it's a fantastic point you've made. Malala Yousafzai, for example, right? You know what she said back then in a mention? That burqa on hot days is like an oven. And now she says, stop marginalization of Muslim women. Okay, look at, and there are these Latins, what we call Latins journalists, right? Then a journalist had said, if hijab is a good choice, there is a Latins journalist, I won't take names. This journalist has said, if hijab is a good choice, then why don't men wear it? To mock the hijab back then, right? Then, now, saying one nation, one dress, welcome to New India, sort of mocking our country now. And there is this other person who back then said, who's critical of the government now, who then said, women in Afghanistan are being forced to wear burqa by the Taliban. Today, he's comparing with Nazis, India, over hijab in school episode, right? And back then, a few months back, the Western media, Mr. Arif Khan, had contrasted this story about one Iranian woman's courageous struggle against being forced to wear the hijab. That was a narrative about one Iranian woman and her struggle because she was fighting the hijab in Iran. Today, as far as India is concerned, look at how convenient the argument is for them. Increasing persecution under the Hindu nationalist government. This is the narrative. And today, I'll tell you, the classic, the best of all examples, and I'll get a last word from you. A class 12 topper in Kashmir has been trolled. Her name is Arusa Parvez. And there are politicians like Mehbooba Mufti who held a news conference this evening. And she said, we will fight tooth and nail for the hijab. Republic asked her, what about Arusa Parvez, who's on the screen? She just laughed and she said, I haven't heard about her.
You can, I would say that don't give them, don't make these idiotic comments famous by quoting them. No need to quote them. As far as Malala is concerned, I would say, and there may be other people like her, who have really suffered. Maybe they are misinformed about it. But as far the other people, there it is our duty to inform them properly. What is the issue? We are not imposing any dress code. It is only educational requirement of educational institutions, requirement of the profession, requirement of the career. Anywhere in the world, you join an educational institution, you join a profession, then certain you sign, you enter into a contract that the discipline of the organization you will follow. But there are people whom you are quoting. They are, since last many years, they were also people who were getting lot of patronage, who were getting lot of privileges. And since they have been deprived of those privileges, they are so uncomfortable with the present dispensation that they want to use every opportunity to create instability in the society. And our duty is, instead of criticizing them, our duty is to remain vigilant, to do our duty, to inform the people, and to stand by. You know, for the first time, there is a government which refuses to be blackmailed, which refuses to pander to these things. They care, government cares for the citizen, not for blocks. Don't you feel disconcerted that in India, most of the time since independence, in public discourse, the focus has been on communities, not on individual citizens. Today, the focus is on individual citizen as it is spelled out in our constitution. Everybody and anybody is free to wear any dress they like.
With the Kerala governor there, and that video is, that interview is trending now. Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, should be joining us live. She was live, but seems like she's disconnected. Now, Firoz Bakht Ahmed, the former chancellor of Maulana Azad National Urdu University, educationist, Amina Sherwani, social activist, Atikur Rahman, Islamic scholar, Saida Falak, who's a spokesperson of the AIMIM, Kapil Madan, advocate, political analyst who leans towards the Congress party, joining us on the show. So, the reason why we're having this debate at the end of the week or the beginning of another week is here at Republic TV, we've been looking at this issue very, very closely. We have a crews on the ground. We're looking at the pictures, and in the newsroom, we've seen how the story has progressed. Right? Firoz Bakht Ahmed, I'll start with you and then Atikur Rahman can respond to you. My only request to our panelists is that we have enough time. I will give equal and adequate opportunity. So please don't speak over each other. Firoz Ahmed Bakht, looking at the story, at the story and how it's progressed, was it a fixed match all along? Radical groups, some students backing off, some continue to protest, twisted narratives, conflicting claims. Fixed match, yes or no? Firoz Bakht Ahmed, and then Atikur will respond.
All right. So my very humble request, I think we are all on the same side of the table. Yeah. So let us not speak over each other. Thank you, Niranjan, for asking me to begin. For a start, I would say, yesterday, I am reminded of a question which Arnab Goswami was asking some people, one Christian gentleman and a Muslim lady. And he was asking, what is more important? Is it religion or the land? So they just kept on circumlocuting. They were not able to give the right answer. Let me tell you what Islam says. Islam says that hubbul watani nisful iman. Half of the faith of a Muslim is his patriotism, his nationalist status towards the land where he lives, right? And India is a land of Aman, right? Maulana Abul Kalam Azad named India as Darul Aman. Some people might be calling it Darul Harab. Darul Harab means a land which is not ruled by a Muslim, but debate is not about that. Now, having said that, I really felt very upset about Mehbooba Mufti, and rightly said by Honorable Governor that we should not give much importance to such people like Mehbooba and the ilk. Now, I have seen Mehbooba Mufti's daughters in quite a few conferences and, gatherings, and they never use any burqa, any hijab or any niqab. And now she is championing the cause of this hijab to take the Muslim girls who can be like the judges of the courts, who can be in the army, and who can be like Sania Mirza. They can be playing on the fields, they can be cricket players. Now this is very upsetting. This is very sad. India is on a fast track to becoming the Vishwa Guru. Yeah. And not only it is people like Mehbooba Mufti and many others, the opposition leaders, there are some Western countries which actually, yesterday I saw a video of some I do not know, Noam Chomsky or whatever, some person like that who was demonizing India. India is on a fast track, and this debate is not about banning hijab. Hijab can be worn anywhere, even in the, it is just not in the classroom, even in the compound of the college you can wear it. I will end, just give me one more minute. I am wearing this cap. This is a Karakal Afghani cap. Tomorrow, if Republic tells me, sir, we don't like this cap, you should not wear. Now, do you think I will start fighting with Arnab or with Niranjan or with Republic? Never. I will say, okay, either I will change my cap, I'll come in a golf cap or without a cap, right? But I will not fight. Now, this is what the rule says. In the same way, the rule book of that college says there's a dress code simply, and these people are inciting and instigating these Muslim girls who are really very bright and brilliant, and I fold my hands. Okay. I fold my hands. Let me request these Muslim girls who are full of excellence not to pay attention to any clerics or any intellectuals who are trying to stoke this controversy in the name of hijab. Hijab is nothing. Education is everything. Niranjan, and finally, no slogan like no hijab, no kitab.
Yeah, that was a bizarre statement. Anyway, Atikur responding, opening comment. Yeah, go ahead. Atikur, quickly, 1 minute.
Niranjan, to be very true, the Kerala government, for one thing, he was very much right. Otherwise, he was very much wrong. The one thing right he said is, there is a perfect conspiracy to the governor, His Excellency, the governor of Kerala. What else you would like to add?
No, you call him Kerala
His
government.
Kerala government. Governor of Kerala.
It's not the Kerala government, it's Kerala governor. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Governor, Arif Mohammad Khan Sahab. Okay. He pointed out that it's a perfect conspiracy to prevent these girls not getting education. Of course, it's a conspiracy by the BJP government. It is conspiracy by the Kerala government, the Karnataka government, the RSS. You know, they are rattled by looking at the Shaheen Bags. They are rattled at the sea of burqa-clad women demanding their constitutional right.
Now,
and that is why they have lost their their balance.
Okay, for you.
How? So far, Niranjan.
Yeah. No, for you, I have brought a document. Sir, no, Firoz Bakht Ahmed, don't respond. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, don't respond. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, don't respond, sir. Don't respond. Like I said, we won't speak over each other. We'll put the facts on the table. I want to put one fact on the table. Atikur Rahman, fantastic. My opening question, what did I ask Firoz Bakht Ahmed? I asked Firoz Bakht Ahmed whether there are twisted narratives. You are the reason why I asked that question. Let me tell you why. In my hand, I will send it, I'll WhatsApp it to you. You want me to WhatsApp it to you? Okay, let's try this. Let's try this on live TV, right? I am forwarding this to you.
Please,
let me check if I have your number saved on my phone. I hope I do. Okay, I don't. But I will ask my team to forward it to you, okay? But it is part of the files in the court right now. You know what this document shows? This document is an undertaking given by every student and every parent who joined that school, who enrolled their children in that college, right? This document is signed 8th of September 2020. It's got questions and it's got responses, it's got an undertaking. We spoke to the principal, we spoke to the students, we spoke to the development committee. For 37 years, 37 years, hijabs have been allowed inside the campus, but not inside the classroom. It is an undertaking, it's on paper, so why are you lying about it? Atikur Rahman, I think this is exactly what I started off asking. You have been saying that the BJP government is stopping girls from wearing hijabs in classrooms. I think you're misleading everyone. And this is exactly what I was saying. I want to bring in Amina Sherwani. Don't respond. No, don't respond. Don't respond. Don't respond. Don't respond.
Niranjan,
not right now.
Completed.
I will give you your turn. I will give you your turn. Let me bring in Sanju Verma and Kapil. Sanju Verma is responding. Kapil, I'll give you an equal time. 1 minute to Sanju Verma, 1 minute to Kapil Madan. Go ahead, Sanju.
Okay, thank you, Niranjan. Niranjan, I just want to say quickly, I'll sum up the entire thing. I have been on so many debates and most Muslims say they believe in the constitution, which I think is excellent to start with. They believe in the Supreme Court, which is what they claim. If you believe in the constitution, if you believe in the Supreme Court, then let me tell you that the Bombay High Court in 2003, Madras High Court in 2006, the Kerala High Court in 2018, and the Supreme Court in 2015 clearly said hijab is not needed. Supreme Court, in fact, while hearing a petition said, if you do not wear hijab, your faith will not vanish. Do not make this into an ego issue. Speaking of the Constitution clearly says, and this has been enshrined in the Puttuswamy judgment, which says right to privacy is a fundamental right. But even in the Puttuswamy judgment, it is said that while right to privacy is a fundamental right, there are certain areas where the center cannot encroach on the rights of a state government. In fact, nobody can, as per the 7th schedule of the Constitution, because education is largely a state subject. The Karnataka State Education Act of 1983 clearly prescribes a dress code, and the parents have signed an undertaking as recently as February 2021. And most of all, there is no blanket ban on hijab, but if certain schools have a dress code, you need to follow the dress code. Now tell me, Niranjan, I was shocked before coming for your show. I'll take 20 seconds. I was doing some homework and I read that 2 months back, there was a case in Iran where a man butchered his daughter, and he came to a public place with the butchered head of his daughter. He was given 8 years in prison. And why did he do that? Because his daughter refused to wear a hijab. There is another case where a woman who refused to wear a hijab in Iran, and this is also just 2 months back news, she has been given 20 years in prison. A woman who refuses to wear a hijab in Iran gets 20 years in prison.
Can I add to that? Can I add to that? And then I'll toss to Kapil Madan. Kapil Madan, adding to what Sanju Verma said, a comment that came in from the Samajwadi Party leader. I'll tell you her name. Her name is Rubina Khanam. Rubina Khanam says, we'll chop your hand if you touch the hijab. Can you tell me who has banned hijab? Point number 1. Point number 2, or who has plans to ban hijab? Point number 2. Zamir Ahmed, a Congress leader in Karnataka, this evening his soundbite came in. He says there is a rise in cases of rape because women are not wearing hijabs. I mean, the kind of political discourse using the hijab is taking us back to the ages. Kapil Madan.
So Niranjan ji, allow me to respond. I will first respond to Honorable Mr. Governor's statement where he said, and in fact you also showed one document to say that the students in fact signed a document, the undertaking, and therefore since an undertaking is signed, therefore they cannot raise this issue now because they've signed the document. Now I would like to tell your viewers, Niranjan ji, that if something is unconstitutional, if something is hit by a provision of the Constitution, then despite the fact that I might have given an undertaking, even in that situation, you can't enforce it. I will just tell you a legal technical phrase for that. There is no estoppel against the law. Now, my second point, the Honorable Mr. Governor also made a remark that if a woman wants to be an IPS officer, can she insist that she would be wearing a hijab? Now, in that context, I think the Honorable Mr. Governor is not aware of Article 33, which provides an exception to Article 25 insofar as the armed forces are concerned. Now, I would also like to Sanju, I have not behaved like a good.
Okay, Sanju, let him speak.
Sanju,
I'll give you a turn, Sanju. Give him, let him speak.
I never.
Let him speak, Sanju.
I have not interrupted.
Sanju, let him speak.
This is unfair. Sanju, I never interrupted.
Okay.
Please be patient.
Okay, let's focus on the debate. Let's focus on the debate.
Anxiety.
Subject to public order, morality and health. Don't misquote.
So I have not misquoted. Please listen.
Okay, one second. Let's not speak over each other. No, please don't speak over each. I requested at the beginning of the show. Please, let's not speak over each other. I requested at the beginning of the show. No.
Niranjan, can I complete now?
Yeah, Sanju. Before you come in. Kapil. You can respond. I'll give you 30 seconds more, okay? But I have a counter question. Who won the election, the last state assembly election in Karnataka? Who won the election? Which was a coalition that formed the government?
Now, I think in the context of...
No, answer my question. Answer my question.
So,
in the last 37
Niranjan,
years...
I think...
No. In the last 37 years... Wait. In the last 37 years, how many Congress governments have been in power in Karnataka? Last 37 years. And there's a reason I'm saying 37 years. In the last 37 years, when hijabs were not allowed inside the class, how many times has the Congress been in power in Karnataka? Tell me.
So, Niranjan,
tell me.
I don't have the data. I don't have the data.
I will give you the data. My friend, Kapil Madan.
No problem.
No, wait, listen to me. This is going to be very interesting. 2018, when the Congress won the election, right? We know who the chief minister was. 2013 to 2018, Siddaramaiah. 2008 to 2013, BJP. Before that, 2004 to 2007, Congress plus JDS. Right? 1999 to 2004, Congress. Before that, JDS. Before that, Congress. Before that, JDS. Can you please tell me, you said that today if it's not being allowed inside the class, you have the right to raise it. Yes, you have. What were they doing for 37 years? Can you please tell me?
Niranjan, I think it's
30 seconds. Only 30 seconds. I want to go get the other panelists.
Yes, because if you take the version of the students, there are contradictory reports where the students are saying that in fact they were allowed to wear hijab in the classrooms also. It's a disputed question of fact. And the court is now hearing this controversy. All I am saying, here we are not debating whether it is an essential, on this debate, we can't decide whether hijab is an essential and integral to Islam or not, because that question is now under consideration before the Karnataka High Court 3-judge bench. It is for the court to decide. But what we are trying to understand and argue here is that the fact, my friend Sanju Verma made a mention that it is subject, Article 25 is subject to public morality and health. I will just pose a question to her. How does wearing a hijab poses any kind of threat to someone else's public morality and health?
Don't conveniently twist the argument. I'm not. Don't. Amina's coming in. Amina and Saida. I want Amina to respond. Okay, Amina, go ahead. No, Amina, go ahead. Yeah, Amina, go ahead. Amina will respond to you. I'll bring in Saida after that. She hasn't spoken. Yeah.
It affects my public morality to see women locked up like this in black garbs and garments. It affects all of us terribly, and it affects those women's women horribly. Now tell me, are we Muslim women, क्या हम सौतेले हैं इस देश के? सती को क्यों बैन कर दिया? घूंघट क्यों नहीं पहनकर लड़कियां कॉलेज आ रही? सिर्फ हम मुसलमान औरतों से सरकारों की दुश्मनी है, कांग्रेस सरकार की भी और बीजेपी सरकार की भी? सिर्फ कॉलेजेस में? Why are they only being banned in colleges? Hijabs are illegal, immoral, un-Islamic. They should be banned everywhere, all over the world, especially in India, which is a secular democratic republic. They have no space here. They're detrimental to the development of Muslim women. They're detrimental to this nation. They need to go, and it's way beyond their time. Bring back sati otherwise. Bring back child marriage. Why the discrimination against Muslim women? All governments are just shuffling their feet, scared of the Mullah Maulana lobby, scared of the rabid lobby, scared of the Kattarwadis of all religions who want to push women back. It's high time to tell them we are not going to take this nonsense anymore, and the government should stand up and say things like hijabs, ghungats are banned from everywhere in this country. No one can lock up women. I'd like to say here, I was on another debate. A Muslim man, some neta from some party, says that on the 10th of March, first he praises the hijab, how it's wonderful, it's such an identity, it gives women respect. And then he says, on the 10th of March, when Yogi and Modi lose the elections, we will give them hijabs to hide their face. He makes it out to be such a demeaning thing. So I asked him, are you telling me that we women are losers and that's why you make us wear hijabs? That's why you make us hide our faces, because we'll be like Modi and Yogi on the 10th of March when we have lost the elections? Look at the derision in that man's voice against the hijab, because he hates Modi and Yogi. He wants them to wear it on the 10th of March when they lose. Yani hijab is something that losers have to wear. Hijab is something that people who need to hide their faces have to wear. That's what that Muslim man Shoaib Jamai, who's from some political party, who's standing for some elections in UP, said, and I wanted to catch him on that.
Amina.
But you know how these debates are where everybody screams and we're not really allowed to make counterpoints. It is very essential to completely ban hijabs, completely ban niqabs. Women's lives are ruined. Women
that debate will continue
killed because of these hijabs.
Yeah, that debate will continue, Amina. But my point to Saida.
No, you all are too soft. Your governments are too soft. Your channels are too soft. You're going on saying only in schools, only because it's a uniform. I am saying even if school and colleges have no uniforms, even then hijabs and ghungats and things like this should not be allowed in any school, college.
All symbols, yes, all symbols, all symbols. Yeah, got it. My question to Saida Falak.
We are not dirt, we are not filth, we are not weak, we don't need to be covered up and hidden like this.
Yeah, like for example, right, see in a congressional state of Rajasthan, the chief minister said we will get away with ghungats, didn't he?
Yes.
He said it?
And our constitution says it throughout my schooling.
Let me take
that. Ye hijab ये कुप्रथा है, घूंघट एक कुप्रथा है.
Yeah, I want to take that question, Amina, with your permission. With your permission, I'll take that question to Saida Falak.
Will I be allowed to speak now?
Yes, Saida Falak.
Will I be allowed to speak now?
Yeah. Saida Falak, I wanted to ask. Can I ask you a question?
Lovely photograph of
Amina,
with your legs
Amina, let us speak now.
Doing a karate kick.
Yeah,
now the mullahs
Amina.
and maulanas will tell you a girl is not allowed to kick her legs wide apart.
Okay,
the photograph was from a low angle.
Can I with your permission ask her a question?
Amina, love that photograph. The mullahs and maulanas will not let you do this.
Can I ask her a question? Okay, Amina, step back.
And fight and kick.
No, Amina, just pull back on your argument for a minute, because I just want to get Saida a chance. She hasn't spoken. She's just come into the debate. In fact, she's been sitting for the last 40 minutes.
She's done a bold face. She suddenly turned into this hijabi gang.
No, wait. Let me ask her a question, Amina. I know you have very strong views on this. Yeah, I know you have strong...
women's rights for vote.
No, 1 second. I know you have strong views.
And now she laughs like a very shameless hussy. She laughs.
No personal comments. No personal comments, please. No personal comments, please. No personal comments. No personal comments.
Laughing matter to me.
No, please, no personal comments on the show. My only question.
Is fun and games.
Yeah, my only question to Saida is, Saida, see, in the beginning when this episode broke out, now Asaduddin Owaisi said it was wrong, irrespective of the religion of Muskan. I would have condemned it. But you see, what has also happened is that it's become the subject of every political rally that Asaduddin Owaisi addresses in Uttar Pradesh, or the Congress party addresses in Uttar Pradesh and in other states, right? The Samajwadi party. So is your party also trying to sort of appease the hardline vote in this election using the hijab issue? Because we believe that it was timed. Yes, go ahead. I'll give you 1 minute to respond.
Mr. Niranjan, no, not 1 minute, Niranjan. I haven't spoken yet.
Go ahead.
I need some time. And when I speak, I don't want Mr. Amina to interrupt me, Please mute her, please.
Go ahead,
See,
make a point.
We are debating here about the hijab ban in school.
Burqa wearing women. So I think she has some problem. She needs help. She needs to consult a psychiatrist. And I don't understand.
Like I said, no personal comments.
Such a good channel is inviting her. Can you please mute her? Why is she disturbing me? Why is she making any personal comments? Please mute her. Please, then only I'll speak. If you mute her, then only I'll speak. I'm not going to speak.
Amina, let us speak now. Amina, come on. Amina, let us speak now. Come on. Yeah, go ahead.
Why you call these people to your debates which
Please
show the
mute
Muslim
her.
community?
I don't want her interruption.
Then Muslims are demonized.
I don't want her interruption.
Come on. No personal comments. Come on. Let's get on with the debate.
Why such a reputed channel is inviting a woman like her?
Okay, Saida, like I said, no comments, no personal comments. Let's focus on the debate.
Okay. You see, I have listened very carefully to what the governor of Kerala has said. And I would like to respond to his views. I think he has not read the Quran properly. He is so old and I am so young in front of him. And I am surprised that he is not able to understand that verses 31 and 50 of Surah Nur and verses 53 and 59 of Surah Hijab refers to the hijab, and it commands the women to cover themselves, cover their bodies, their adornment, their hair, and we have enough evidence and hadith, and that we will prove in court. And the second point he has made that hijab wearing girl cannot become pilots, they cannot do anything. Do the talent or capability of any person depends upon a bindi, tilak, turban or hijab. A hijab wearing girl can become a doctor, a hijab wearing girl can become a pilot, a hijab wearing girl can become a collector, and also a hijab wearing girl can become a prime minister of our country. This is what Mr. Owaisi has said, and yes, I stand by his statement.
Hijab is not banned in these places, only in the classroom.
No.
Then why you are telling that if a hijab wearing girl can become a pilot, she cannot become a pilot, she cannot become anything? Why you are telling that then?
Saida, I think you didn't hear my question. No, you perhaps didn't hear my question. You perhaps didn't hear my question clearly. I'll repeat my question.
Your argument is unfounded. Let me give you the example of a young actress.
Okay, Firoz is coming in. Firoz is coming in and Atik will respond.
Her name was
Atik will respond. Atik, hear him out. Don't respond over.
Zahira Wasim was Zahira Wasim was a 16-year-old actress who acted in Dangal film, and she was doing the role of this Geeta Phogat, the wrestler, in Amir Khan's film in Dangal. Now,
I know her very well.
People were after her life and she had to apologize. She was trolled. She had to tender a public apology. I will never act in films. A wonderful actress was nipped in the butt. She was finished. Second example was there of a singer. She was a very nice, very wonderful, singer of English songs from Kashmir. Even she was threatened and she had to apologize in public. Now, this kind of ghettoism of Muslim women will not be tolerated. And once again, I think all these girls who are part of this hijab, it is not hijab, I think it has become azab. No hijab, no Bhagwa, no Hindu, no Muslim in the classroom. Only one card will be played in the classroom and all over India, and that is the India card. Right?
Firoz Bakht Ahmad, I have 3 minutes on the debate.
Card nahi chalega
No. I have 3 minutes on the debate. 1 minute. I have 3 minutes on the debate. I want to bring in today's news point. Atik, don't say anything. Hold on. We have 6 panelists, and I'll give 30 seconds. I'll be democratic, right? Arusa Parvez, a class 12 topper in Kashmir, trolled, gets death threats for not wearing the hijab. Now, I want to know where you stand on that issue. Atik, I'll give you exactly 30 seconds. Not one more, not one less. 30 seconds starts now. I want to know where you stand on that.
Arnab, Niranjan, the answer lies what Firoz Ahmad Bakht said regarding the daughters of Mehbooba Mufti, that he has seen they not wearing hijab. This is the crux of the entire problem. In India, nobody compels their daughters and sisters to wear the hijab. It's not Iran, it's not Afghanistan, it's not Pakistan.
Yes, exactly.
India, a beautiful country, wherein
okay, I'm getting Sanju 30 seconds now. Sanju 30 seconds.
This is the result in the Shaheen
on the Arusa Parvez.
Protest.
Okay, got your point. Arusa Parvez episode. I want to get Sanju's views on that. 30 seconds. Yeah.
Thank you. Niranjan, I'm so proud that Aruza Parvez has stood up for herself. And I just want to make one very quick point. That, is hijab about choice? No. Is hijab about religion? No. Is hijab about education? No. Is hijab about constitution? No. Hijab is about regression. Hijab is about a regressive mentality. Hijab is about
privacy. Right to privacy.
I told you don't speak over each other.
Do not interrupt me. This is not fair. Niranjan, you did not allow me to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Make your point. Complete your point. Complete your point. Atik, don't heckle her, please. She didn't heckle you.
Hijab is an endeavor to establish a sharia state, and the secular credentials of our constitution will not allow that to happen. The very Muslims who say, we believe in Article 25, we believe in Article 14, we believe in Article 29, we believe in Article 30. Article 29.
Let me take that question. Sanju, my question was on. Yeah, let me take that question to Kapil Madan. Very little time left on the debate. Kapil Madan, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. On the Arusa Parvez episode. I'll give you exactly 20 seconds. Yeah, okay. Kapil Madan, on the Arusa Parvez episode, I want to get your stand on that. Do you slam trolls?
Yeah. So, Niranjan ji, one thing we need to be very, very clear of. I think the Mr. Atikur Rahman also said that it is a matter of choice. Nobody is forcing anyone to wear a hijab or a ghungat or a turban. It is a matter of choice. It is a matter of choice. Now the point is whether it is an integral or essential part of the religion.
Chinese don't speak over each other. Okay. Saida, let me ask you. Please, only Saida. Saida, do you condemn those who trolled Arusa?
I believe that there is freedom of choice and nobody should be forced to do anything. And I think there are many people who, make comments or threat or say, they make many comments on social media. So no one is responsible for anyone trolling her or threatening her. Nobody is responsible for that. Everyone has freedom of choice.
Let me get it. Okay, got it. Got your point. Last, Amina. Last word to Amina. Okay, Amina. 20 seconds.
My love and blessings to Arusa. May she rise, may she shine, may she stay safe, may she stay safe and strong. May she achieve everything that she desires in this life and more.
Okay.
Those are the kind of girls.
Got it. Okay, Feroz, 10 seconds. Feroz, 10 seconds. I have to end the debate. Feroz, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes. Now listen to me. All those people who are listening to me, India will not be run by Sharia. India will not be run by Sanatan Dharma. India will be run by Dr. Ambedkar's constitution.
Okay.
Constitution should be held supreme. And this is what Supreme Court says. This is what the Court of Karnataka also says.
Thank you very much. Atikur Rahman, Saida Falak, Kapil Madan, Amina Sherwani, Feroz Bakht and Sanju. Thank you. This debate will continue. Tomorrow there's a hearing in the High Court. Wait. You'll get enough time. There's a Karnataka High Court hearing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sanju will be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you. Okay. And that's it on the debate. In fact, we wanted to take a few responses, but completely run out of time. Tomorrow, the Karnataka High Court is expected to continue hearing this case, and Republic TV will be way ahead with the breaking news, updates from the court, and also the legal analysis. Phase 2 of elections also coming up Monday morning. We have the largest team of reporters on the ground and building up and watching closely the situation developing in the Russia-Ukraine border. Stay tuned and thanks for watching.
Hard-hitting interviews of Devendra Fadnavis and how he's emerging as the big leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party here in Maharashtra and Goa.
Will you make the attempt that even after the election, will you once again, the olive branch would it be handed out to Uttar Pradesh if need be? For BJP, Manor Bhai's legacy is not a legacy of any individual. Whether he is from his family or anybody else. It's a legacy created